Did marksmen fell off? Because right now they're struggling big time this season. Hey guys, it's Burgas here, and if you're a marksman main, this may hurt a bit, but it will help you to adapt and rebuild your advantages. See what's changed in the marksman's meta, learn why their damage feel weaker now, even though that this is the troop with the biggest damage in Call of Dragons, and the heroes is boosting this damage. So at one point it's not making sense, but overall understanding how new heroes and pet actually affect your marksmans, find out which marksman pair still working, and prepare your marksmans before it's actually too late. This is in general the topics I'm going to speak in this video. And yeah, even though that I'm mage main, I hype a lot of the mages. I feel sad when for so long we didn't have something valuable as a mage hero, but right now I'm seeing that the marksmen are struggle. Hit dislike if you're a marksman and you have little more hard times from what was back in the days. So what actually changes in the marksman meta? I can say basically the biggest marksman's meta was two things. One of them is Long Range Warfare, and the second one is Margaret Zayda. This is the two metas, even though that one is hero, the other one is a game mechanic, but the things change way more from what was back in the days. And I can give little story from what actually happened in Call of Dragons, because honestly it was little, I don't know, it make a lot of people back in the days go with marksmen, and that was when Generation 2 mages was presented. They're the last troop that is getting the new heroes from the generation, and after the mages is marksmen. So when the Bertrand and Toher was presented in the game, was also presented Long Range Warfare. With this meta shifting, because Long Range Warfare was meta shifting, people start getting crazy merits with Niku Kinara, with Syndrian Ffraegar, and etc. On top of that, the Generation 3 marksmen come right after Bertrand Toher, and that was Margaret Zayda. Brother, I have seen 200, 300, 400k merits report open field fights with Margaret and Zayda, and that was at the moment where the players, WoW spenders and mid spenders, was start opening their tier 5. So it was so key moment back in the days. Honestly, as a mage main, I was thinking we're done, okay? We're completely done. So that was something that shifted. That was two meta changes in like 1 or 2 seasons, which and also opening the tier 5, which troop is going to be your first troop that you're going to open as a tier 5 player. It was just crazy how many people actually go to the path of the marksmen. So right now they're having hard times, definitely having hard times. The first thing is the meta change in the Long Range Warfare. It was minus 15% from the base damage of the marksmen from their actually jump to, I think, 20%. Yeah, 20% from the base damage of the marksmen. And it start the people who was actually picking Long Range Warfare start to have this feeling where their legions are not doing that much damage. Yeah, they get the only advantage that the mage players are having, and this is very far range, but at the end of the day they was just not doing that much damage. This is the first fall of marksmen, and from there things are going little down. I think with Sibel, I was thinking maybe the things will start changing, and maybe with Ffraegar, but they didn't. Just, I mean, from my personal experience from the reports, when I get hit by the Ffraegar or their rage skill and the Sibel rage skill, I start noticing how these heroes are performing. On other side, I also make some tests with these heroes. I mean, I have some videos for the Ffraegar and Sibel on my channel. You can go and check it out. after this video. But it was not something crazy what happened with the marksmans, and at one point we start not seeing long range warfare, which I think, even though that it was actually reducing the damage of the marksmans, still the marksman is having the biggest damage in Call of Dragons. And even with this 20% reduction, because I pick long range warfare, so I can use, for example, my Syndrian and Ffraegar. My Syndrian is awakened, my Ffraegar is awakened, even Syndrian is like 6-star, so I really wanted to use these heroes. And something that I noticed is the damage they was doing, it was just not that much. It was just not that much. So the marksman players start not actually picking the long range warfare and start going with no long range warfare, hitting the infantry. And this is the second thing where actually shift in Call of Dragons is the boost of the infantry. Was presented with Goresh and Skogul, which I can say performed very nice. I mean, that was a meta combo in Call of Dragons. Also, it is generation 2, but still it was a meta. Right now with Kuma and Kuan, boy oh boy, this combo is doing crazy amount of damage. When the blink happen, Kuma is draining the HP of the heroes. This is Kuma, and Kuan, that I didn't actually invest in this bad boy, is doing very solid damage. Awaken it is 1.7k, hitting 3 legions. Scales with infantry HP bonus, and you start seeing infantry that are close to impossible to get killed. This is basically the food for the marksmen at one point, because if some marksman tried to catch some mage, it was the risk there was very high that this marksman is going to get catched by the mages. So it was like cat and mouse. So at one point the marksmen understand, okay, let's stay behind and hit the infantry, okay? If some mage go out of position, and this can happen when you're with mages, you target one target and the targets start moving back, and your legion start going more and more in front lines, and this is the moment where the marksman can actually strike mages. But trying to catch a mage out of guard is a very hard to be achieved. And yeah, from there I think the damage of the marksmen start actually fall back. Me as a mage main, with my mages, I also start noticing that my mage damage was not that crazy what was like in season 1, season 2, season 3. Just the infantry become way more stronger, which make marksmen more hard to get the merits. And when the blink happen from the infantry, if there is a marksman on the battlefield, there is a very high chance this marksman, like a fish, to get catched in the net of the blink infantry. Which, yeah, I know this is going to hurt the marksman mains, but this is the reality what is happening right now. And also the new heroes and pets is also affecting the marksmen. I mentioned Margaret and Zayda, but you know, we're having Ffraegar with Sibel. Sibel, from time to time people are using her for the rallies, but at the end of the day, I don't think, I mean, she's a strong hero, but cannot be compared with the difference Margaret actually did for the marksmen. And the other thing is, Margaret can be used with Celestial, so it can be also a mage hero, which is absolutely crazy. I was thinking the game is going to change that, but they didn't change that. So marksmen get leave it a little behind. I know I'm mage main. I should not talk that good for the marksmen, that they maybe need something as a booster for them. But at first place, I have people who is watching my videos that are marksman main, cavalry main, infantry main, mages main. So I really try to be, you know, as neutral as I can be in form of what's need to get little boosted and what is just doing way too much damage. So if you're supporting this, hit one like on the video. It's going to help my channel by a lot. Also subscribe if you're new here. If you're an old viewer, you know what to do. It's free, it costs nothing, and it's little love in for your boy Burgas. But anyway, let's talk about on over which pairs for marksmen are still working. I'm going to mostly pointing heroes that for me is a very solid one, that you can basically make a pairs depending on what kind of what of these heroes you're having, which heroes you're having from the one that I'm going to share with you. Also, you need to make your own test and see what is working for you, because I don't know your skills. Obviously, I'm expecting everybody to have the main skill of the hero at level 5 before they go for the rest of the skills. So I really don't know what is your personal situation with the heroes and how much skill points you're having. But obviously the first one is going to be Margaret. This is a very nice hero. The second one is actually Ffraegar that I can actually point. I really want to point Sindrian, but Ffraegar is way better from Sindrian from what I actually see on the battlefield, because I pair my Margaret with Sindrian, with Ffraegar, with Zayda, even though my Zayda is a very weak one. It's like 5-1-1-1, so I try to get some value from Sindrian and Ffraegar. Ffraegar bring the biggest value. So Margaret, Ffraegar, I can say Zayda. There was back in the days very big rallies going on with Sindrian with Zayda. Sindrian because it was, you know, boosting the first 3 hits with second attack, and after this when he fire up is going to do a second hit. Very, very solid. So Margaret, Ffraegar, Zayda. You can also get Mu. I think Mu is a good pick also. And Sibel, and I'm not so sure about the Ffraegar. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Ffraegar. Do you like him? Are you surprised from his damage? Are you disappointed from his damage? Just let me know, because I really don't have that much look over Ffraegar, but I think definitely Sibel is also a hero that is going to be good to have it. So yeah, this is actually the heroes to focus over, try with them, different combination, see what is working with the heroes you're having, because you can be in the season 3 and only have Sibel, so you Sibel is actually generation 4, sorry about that, but you can be in generation 2, so obviously there is going to be more like Nico Ffraegar, or maybe Sindrian Ffraegar. I'm a huge fan of Nico, not gonna lie, even though that this bad boy was left behind for a very long time, but right now on one of my farms I actually use Nico with Margaret, and it's working very, very nice. First the defense down, and after this, if I get lucky, Margaret is going to shoot with her passive skill. It's also a decent combo, to be fair. And also Awakened Nico. Let me just find where is this little guy. Where is Nico? Oh, there he is. Nico is close to be. It's actually Awakening. This one is also very nice. Nico Legion works normal attack. The target Legion that already have defense break, they have 80% chance to do additional damage. The damage factor is not that crazy, but is something in extra. Very, very good hero in my opinion. I don't give Kinara because as an example, because she's more like counter attack related, something with the Hosk. I mean Hosk Kinara, and it's way too pay to win combo, but if you can do it, Hosk Kinara is also good pairing that you can pick there. So having this information, I think is just going to help you to prepare better if you're a marksman main before it's basically going to be too late. Right now, again, the mages are presented. This is Yu Ming. The next one is going to be marksmen. I really don't know what to expect from there, what kind of changes may have, because sometimes the game do some hypes before they're presenting the new hero, like some game-changing hero, like for example Long Range Warfare was presented when Bertrand and Tohar was put it in the game. That means at end of generation 2, and at generation 3 we was presented Margaret Zayda with Long Range Warfare and only minus 15% from the attack. It was crazy. The reports I saw back in the days, it was so hard as a mage main to survive these days, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I really don't want the marksman mains to get discouraged. It's going to be just little hard, but we may just struggle for 2 seasons because we was not presented with the hero that outperformed Lilia, and right now we're presented. We're very happy. We're on the very happy, let's say it like this. So I'm expecting at one point the game take care over the marksmans, because marksmans are struggling big time right now, and I really want to have this diversification of the troops. Not everybody go with mages, not everybody go only with infantry, not everybody go with cavalry. I want people to have their choice to pick which troop they're liking to play, the style of this troop, and still get something as value from this troop. So yeah guys, this will be for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit one like, subscribe to this channel if you're new. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.